It's 8 a.m. Live, local, your Fox 29 Morning News starts now.
And are you a homeowner who is underwater? We're talking about your mortgage here. Lawyer and author Shari Olefson joins us in studio with some quick tips to get your finances back on track. Stay with us.
50 million homeowners in the U.S. have mortgages on their homes, and of those, more than 11 million owe the bank more than what their home is worth. That's an explanation of this term you hear so much now, being underwater. But there's hope for anybody in this situation, and here to help us this morning is Shari Olefson. Shari is an author, attorney, and director of the Carnegie Group think tank. Thanks for being here.
Sure.
Once again.
Sure.
So many people are in this situation, and particularly here in Florida, we're a little bit worse than the national picture.
Yes, and the bad news is the numbers. The good news is that we are on the radar screen, and Freddie Mac and the banks are working really, really hard to help folks who are underwater. So here in Florida, we've got almost a 50%, it's about 46% of people are underwater. Of those, people know that people are 10% more likely to default on their loans if they're underwater.
Wow.
Already 17.5% of us are in default or foreclosure here in Florida. So if you're one of those people, or if you're thinking about defaulting, there are some great solutions if you want to stay in your home.
This is so overwhelming to so many people. The thought of, fighting the bank is a lot for folks. What's the first step you recommend people take?
Well, the first thing you need to do is decide whether you want to stay or not, what your option is at the end, what the outcome is that you want. And so if you want to leave, for example, there are two primary alternatives. One is to short sell your home. You short sell, it means that you get less for the sale of your home than what you owe the bank, but the bank agrees to accept that amount. The second primary alternative is called a deed in lieu of foreclosure, and that's where you give the bank the deed to your home back, and they let you walk away, basically. Sometimes they'll even give you money to relocate, and that's called cash for keys. So those are two wonderful alternatives, and Lauren, nowadays there is no reason to just simply walk away and not deal with it. That is just dumb.
Right. So you can sort of negotiate a little bit. I mean, what do? You call the bank and you talk to a mortgage expert.
You would call the bank and ask for that option, yes.
Okay.
Or, nowadays there are HUD-approved credit counselors all over Palm Beach County and very accessible and free. It's a great first stop for most people. Now, no, if you want to exercise one of those options, if you have money in the bank may ask you to help make a little bit of a payment to absorb that loss for them. But there are also alternatives if you want to stay in your home.
And a lot of people, I would imagine, struggle with, do I keep paying? It seems like a lot of the help goes to people that fall behind, and so many people are struggling to make that monthly payment and keep making it every month. Do you continue paying during all this?
And that's a great question, because there are lawyers out there that are giving all kinds of mixed advice, and you need to be careful of them too. There are some good guys and there are some bad guys. The thing is that if you want to stay in your home, one of the primary options now is to refinance, and some of the best refinance alternatives require that you be current on your loan. So you don't want to default. A lot of folks are finding them in a situation where they defaulted, thinking that that would help them get a solution, and now they really can't access these solutions until they're current for at least 6 months, actually under the new HARP 2.0. But if you want to stay in your home, there are two pieces to that equation that make you underwater. The first is you have to increase the value of your home. Now, that's going to happen naturally over time as home values go up, and remember, homes are a long-term investment. But you may also be able to improve the value with certain improvements in your home, like maybe renovating the kitchen or the bathrooms. The second piece to that equation is going to be decreasing your mortgage debt. And again, that's something that will already happen naturally over time as you pay down your loan. Some folks who have money do what's called a cash-in refinance, where they bring money to pay down the loan and then they get a lower interest rate. But again, for everyone, figuring out a way to take advantage of these lower interest rates is a great strategy. And remember, you only lose money when you sell. We know that with stocks. When you have your stocks go down, you're not going to lose money until you sell. But a home is different because it's part consumable and part investment. And we know the consumable part with a car, for example. When you drive off the lot, it's worth less money. So a lot of it is perception, but there are alternatives out there for people who really want to do the right thing.
All right. Awesome advice, as always, Shari Olefson. There are options. Don't just bury your head in the sand.
Absolutely.
Finally.
Do not walk away, because this is a problem that will catch up with you.
Finally, there are options. Shari, thank you so much. And now we'll go back to the news desk.